Man, here it is. It's finally made it to the dealership. A 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S. It's got the Ninja motor in it. Stay with me. You don't want to miss this video. I promise. The first thing we'll do is get on this bike. It does have a super low seat height, 27.8 inches, and you do have your tack here. It redlines at 9,500. Make sure, yep, you can see that. You do have a fuel gauge. You have your neutral indicator. This does have the positive neutral finder. You got a clock in it. Let's take this thing for a ride. I rode this last year in 24, and you could watch that video as well. Huge thank you to Plano Kawasaki Suzuki that always lets me ride all their new stuff. We've done about 70 to 80 videos this year. Let's get out here and go. Man, those gauges look good. Let's go over some facts here. This is the 25 model. This bike weighs, the curb weight is 470 pounds. This does have the Ergo-Fit system, and a lot of dealerships don't really participate in that program, but here at Plano Kawasaki, they do. And I spoke with the owner before I got on this. We'll put our blinker on over here. These are standard Kawasaki controls. You can see it flashing up there. I feel like I could drag a peg on this thing. We'll go into the motor and the performance and everything as we come up here. Or as we go through the video. We better stop because we are in Plano. Man, them brakes are plenty adequate. You do have a 300 millimeter front rotor, a 220 millimeter back rotor, and I'll get off of it here in a second. And I'm going to put up that Ergo-Fit video from Kawasaki and show you. So the Ergo-Fit, there's 18 possible combinations. You can raise the bars, lower them. There are 3 different seats for them. The forward controls, I call them forward controls. I used to own a Harley. That's what we called them on Harleys, but of course, motorcycles have came a long way since then. That foot peg can go out or in. I may be wrong. Yeah, it can go out or in. Let's take a ride here, and we're going to give it a good ride. I'm going to go over the specs on this. This bike, like I said, the curb weight is 470 pounds. The gas tank is 3.5 gallons. You're going to get about 60 miles, 50 to 60 miles on the gallon. 50 to 60 miles per gallon. Sorry about that. It does have the Kawasaki Ninja twin cylinder motor. The Kawasaki 650 motor, Ninja motor. This thing is going to make about 65 to 67 horsepower and about 47 foot-pounds of torque, and it's plenty adequate. It does have solid aluminum lightweight wheels, front and rear. The front wheel is a 120/70/18, so it's 1 inch taller, the wheel is, from the back. The back wheel, hold that truck there, sir. Thank you. God bless you. The back tires are 160, 60/17, and the skinnier front tire, which I'll get off of it up here and show you what I'm talking about. It's more of a sport feeling. This is actually a Ninja 650 motor, and it's got plenty of scoot. It is super comfortable. I'm sitting probably straight up. I would say maybe even 1 degree toward the back. The brakes are super adequate. Turn that blinker off. Let's get off up here. and I'll walk you around this bike. Man, this thing just handles so good. It is 470 pounds of curb weight, and it is just super easy. All the weight is slung real low in this bike. So, man, the brakes feel like I could do a stoppie on it. But this bike is very easy to maneuver. So if you were a little height challenged and inseam challenged, I know somebody's going to laugh about that. And I'm just balancing with the back brake. Man, this thing is so easy to handle. It does have a eco light there that tells you when you're in the economy mode, or not mode, but when you're getting your best fuel mileage. But this thing is super controllable. It does have the positive neutral finder in it. Man, let's pull over and I'll get off of it and show you. We're in first gear there. Let's put it in neutral. We'll go up. Man, that neutral's easy to find. Let's turn it off real quick. Put the kickstand down. The low seat height, 27.8 inches. I'm a 30-inch inseam. Parked right by that yellow pole. Let me scoot it back here. Hey, we've done about 60 to 75 videos this year. Basically, let's give you a look at it. This is the same motor. It's a twin-cylinder motor that they put in the Kawasaki Ninja 650. There's your 300 millimeter front rotor, twin 2-piston caliper there, single piston caliper in the back. That is a 220 millimeter rotor. Also, too, these do have this bike does have the aluminum wheels, and I'll tell you something. They used to be, and anybody that knows these bikes, these used to be solid instead of the cutouts. A lot of people would think, hey, that's not going to make a difference. But when you get on the highway and the air's cross blowing through you, it does make a huge difference. These guys with these Harley Davidson Fat Boys that have these solid wheels, you ask any of them, they'll tell you they kind of get blown around on the highway. But it does have the LED rear light. Let's turn that on for you. It has regular incandescent bulbs for blinkers. See if I can get low enough on that light. That is an LED light, but that's what that tire looks like. It does have Dunlop Sport Maxes on it. A front and rear, which is really a real great, almost a full-blown sport bike tire, but it's an aggressive pattern. You can see the grooves in the tire for rain. This is a 2025 Vulcan. This bike does not have ABS, but they do offer it with ABS. I believe it's $400 or $500 more. You can leave a comment if you know for sure. I'll put the price up. Also, too, which I keep saying this, and people always in the comments are like, why do you show the oil filter? Well, me as a rider, there's your oil filter down there. Super easy to get to. Make sure I'm getting that. People say quit looking at your watch. That's actually a preview remote, and it shows everything that I'm looking at. Hope you can see that. Big deal. I've got links also to all this Instagear discount links with a free gift. But look at this bike. This is a flat black. Also, too, they do make a cafe model that's got the front, the cafe cowl on it, and it looks really good. These bikes, if I'm not mistaken, I'll put the price in this video. They start at $73.99, and they go up to about $84.99. You can get the Cafe ABS. I believe it's $84.99. And then you've got just this version with ABS, and I believe it's $400 more. All the levers are totally adjustable, so you can adjust them out and in. Hope you can see that. You can bring them in more. both sides of the clutch, and the clutch is a cable. The front brakes are hydraulic. The rear brakes are hydraulic. The front forks are 41 millimeter. They have no adjustment. You do have 5 inches of ride height from the ground to the bottom of the bike. 5.1, I believe. And it's actually plenty. It's about the standard on motorcycles. You do have your oil sight glass there where you stand it up. We'll stand it up. You'll see the oil come up about halfway of the window, and you can monitor your oil condition. And this bike's just got so much for $73.99? Yeah, $73.99 for a 650 Ninja motor powered motorcycle. I mean, that's a credit card purchase almost. But the rear suspension does have preload, and it's very easily accessible right there. You can turn that. It'll put it out on the, it'll spin it that way. It'll tighten that spring up if you want a passenger. It does not come with the back seat, but you could always buy that. But the Ergo-Fit system, and I'm going to put that video back up here, is really what makes this bike, I think, a super deal. At Plano Kawasaki, they will get you fitted. And I talked to AJ, the owner, AJ and Larry. They said they cover the cost. If you don't like that seat and you want something where you could sit a little bit more back in the seat, whatever it takes to get you on this bike, they'll include the seat. Also, too, it's got the foot peg adjustment. And there's 18 different combinations. So, man, what a bike. But look at this thing. Just walking around it here. I'll show you the gauges a little bit more. There's your blinkers. These are standard Kawasaki gauges. Push it left. You'll see your left blinker. You'll push it in to cancel. They are not self-canceling. Hit the right one. Push it in to cancel. There's your 4-ways. If you're pulled over in a parking lot like I am a lot of the times, there's your horn. The mirrors are totally adjustable, and they're black. Everything on this bike is pretty much black. It is a 6-speed. It is water-cooled. There's the radiator. I would probably change those bulbs or those LED. I'd probably put LEDs in there. But there's your radiator. This bike is not going to run hot. But man, let's take it back on the road. I'm going to give it a good goose. Hey, I've got about 70 of these videos and probably 7 to 10 of these 25s that I've already done. We've got a bunch more coming. The 25 Hayabusa, the Ninja 1100, the Suzuki GSX-S 1000 that's got the new display on it, TFT display. So make sure you're subscribed. If you get something from this, like it for me. Let's get back on this thing and give it hell. That red light comes on. That's your oil. You're pretty much your idiot light for your oil. And it goes off after you start the bike and get rolling. There it went off. I'll show you this dash real quick. There are 2 buttons here. This one does trip A, trip B, mile per gallon, average mile per gallon. And this bike only has, I believe, 3 miles on it now. Let's check that. It'll give you your range. Out here on the service road, I'll give it a good run. Man, this thing will get it right here. This is a Ninja 650 that is very comfortable. It is rider friendly. New rider friendly. If you're interested in one of these and you can't find one in your city, Plano Kawasaki ships stuff all over the United States. Their information is always in the video. Let's give this thing a go. Man, this thing is fun. I mean, you almost jerk your arms out of the sockets. But man, what an awesome bike. This is a super cool bike. I would probably want a little wind protection, but you could always add that after you purchase it. super simple, fun bike. And I appreciate y'all watching. I did have one comment. You can always leave a comment. That's what I enjoy about the videos, is responding to the comments. I answer every comment that I see that comes on the channel. And if you've noticed that I answer all the comments, leave a comment. Tell me, hey, he's right, he's wrong. And even if it's a crazy comment, it is an open forum. So I appreciate everybody with any comment they have. Huge thank you to Plano, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Moto Guzzi, Aprilia. They've got all this stuff, side-by-sides, jet skis, four-wheelers. But man, what an awesome year. I'm waiting on some the Aprilias to come in. They got a ton of used bikes up here that they trade people out of. Turn that blinker off. There's that headlight. That headlight's beautiful. They just took that in on trade. They took that Z900 in on trade. It's got a pipe. It sounds good, man. I've heard it. Let's put this in neutral. There we go. It's got that positive neutral finder in it. Man, I appreciate y'all riding with me. I'm going to put the kickstand down, get off, and shut up. I did have one comment that said, man, can you start taking a different route? We're like tired of looking at the same old route. You leave a comment if you enjoyed the new route. I'll start changing it up. But hey, thank y'all for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure if you got something from this, you like it. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.